All right, we're on the air, and we have. Hold on.
Crowd of thousands. Thank you.
It's amazing. We had to hire a host of engineers to figure out how to get that many people into this little room. But somehow we did.
But they're little. They're little guys, but they.
Little tiny guys, but they make a heck of a noise. We've got Dave Bucci, and we have Clay Nielsen with us, and we're talking about Arlene's Broadway on Buffalo, and the first year in existence. And
Yes.
we also have some one-act plays, so we've got lots to talk about.
Yes.
So I always start with really super specific, very precise questions. So here is the very first question. So how's the first year been?
It's been great. We had our first play back in August last year, and reception has been terrific, both for the plays that we put on and for the stuff that the Conneaut Art Center has done there as well. For the recent dance concert they did there, Heavenly Bodies, we were close to capacity almost every night for that. So it was exciting to have all those people there at the theater.
Yeah, it's really kind of transformed things in Conneaut. I was talking to Penny Armini, who's of course the director at the Conneaut Art Center, and she's usually here on Thursdays. And she's talking about how their dance recitals, they always had to do those at the Asheville Art Center because the stage at the Conneaut Art Center is just woefully inadequate.
Yes.
And she said they tried doing it at local schools, and the sound was awful. And
right, we've got the technical capabilities of almost any theater in the country.
you got a nice sized stage.
Yes.
And when you designed the stage, you did have dance in mind somewhat.
I did. I mean, we're intending it as a center for arts performances, so we needed a larger stage, both for the plays and for eventual dance things. We've also got some plans in the works to maybe temporarily extend the stage out for some of the other shows that we'll be doing. So bring people even a little closer around the actors and the action.
But yeah, it was nice for the dance thing, and there's a lot of talented dancers that they didn't have to go out of town for that. I took my grandson Henry to the dance recital, and he loved it. He loved the Star Wars thing especially. It's like, but when it came to Star Wars, it was like,
here we go. Look at those guys trained well. Look at all those guys.
Thanks, guys.
So yeah, it was a really creative and wonderful dance concert. I love dance anyway, and the job that Tessa Deutsch did with that was just terrific.
She always does. And what's interesting is, usually you have to go to the Asheville Art Center. The second week, the Asheville Art Center had its own dance.
Right.
So if you say that there's no arts in Asheville County and there's nothing going on, you had your choice of two places to go for excellent dance recitals. And it's not stodgy, it's not highbrow. And I remember at the Asheville Art Center, I was videoing theirs, and man, when they're done, they are sweating. It was hard work.
Yes, it was more than your life's worth to go down in the basement of the theater after they finished. It smelled like a football locker room down there. The people down there, and you could hit the stairs, and you just smelled that people were working really hard upstairs, and it was inspiring to watch them. All the people that were there.
So, David, you wrote one-act play, and you're in a few of them. And you were in, what productions have you been in?
Oh my gosh, to go back a number of years, mostly at the Asheville Art Center. Then I started to branch out of the Conneaut Art Center and did some of Mike Breeze's productions.
Right.
One Shakespeare, his original Frankenstein, and shows. Very, very entertaining.
Mike Breeze presents Frankenstein.
Yes. Right. In many different flavors and forms.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the infamous one.
I'm still getting recognized for that one. That one's amazing. Done musicals, drama, comedies. I love comedies. I don't have the singing voice for musicals, so I tend to steer away from those. But as far as the one acts, tonight they open up.
Right.
We're thrilled to death. Clay wrote a number of them. I think you've got hundreds in your library.
Quite a few, yeah.
And we
He's
picked,
going to produce a couple of them right here on the show. We've
Oh,
got
wow,
the
yeah.
audience here, so.
I think we could harness the guys that are out there clapping for
Yeah.
providing the applause. They can do
at
it.
least a couple of them can help out. Yeah. I did write one called Mixed Nuts, the one and only show I've ever written, and Doug Anderson, Mike Mooney, primary characters in the show, and it's a wonderful little piece to add to the entire presentation that will happen tonight. It'll be good.
How many plays are there altogether tonight?
Oh, there's 10.
Wow.
And,
And how much is like the average length of them?
They run anywhere from like about 6 minutes up to close to 15. The production lasts about an hour and 45 minutes. So it runs the gamut from just lighthearted comedy to some really moving pieces.
So if you're not enamored with one, 10 minutes later another was
Right,
long.
yeah. It's for the
Right.
Days,
for the
days is bad.
ADD crowd.
I'm sure it's not, but
Your little kids get bored with one. There's another one coming along in just a few minutes. So yeah.
how many playwrights do you have doing
We've got 4.
Okay.
Dave wrote some. We had a college student, Felicia Leonard.
Right.
She submitted her first play that she's written and is directing it for the first time. And it was a terrific first effort, really good, and it's really moving. And we'll probably have some family members shedding a tear or two as it goes through the.
Yeah, if
the
you watched, I did a video on the one-act plays, and we talked to her, and she talks about people say there's not much in Ashtabula County, kind of put it down, and this is an example of.
Well, I don't think any county can lord anything over Ashtabula as far as the arts go. The Art Center, the Ashtabula Art Center, has been the standard community theater for years and years and years. I mean, it's just a terrific arts place, and the number of people that performers that come out of this place and go on to do other things is phenomenal for a community this size.
Now, I was talking, I can't remember her name, I can't remember any names. You know what I mean, what's your name?
Oh, yeah.
But she had a display at the County Arts Center, and she is from Madison, Perry, somewhere there, and she said there's like 3 really good places to show your artwork. One place is near Cleveland, and the others are the Ashtabula Arts Center and the County Arts Center.
Right. Yeah, I think it's terrific, and the people.
So you got people from Lake County coming here for things.
Well, we have people from Lake County coming to the shows. So,
Right.
Yeah. We're trying to move into the Erie and the Pennsylvania area. It's a little bit tougher to find the media outlets over in that area.
You know, this Pennsylvania line is like.
There's
a
a force field there, right?
There is, and we could go to a break and walk out the door and walk to Pennsylvania and walk back before the commercials are over.
Right.
You know, it's literally.
But talking about what you just made the comment about nothing to do, this weekend's a perfect example. You can come see the one-act plays at Arlene's and then go see Oklahoma at the Ashtabula Arts Center.
Right.
There's plenty to do.
Yeah.
Lots to do if you like the arts.
And you're kind of getting both sides of the theatrical, a very standard classic play, and then something a little different here.
All original, written by local talent.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Written and performed by local talent. We have a few people from the Conneaut area who are taking part in the plays as well. Some younger people are taking part in their first plays too, which is little nerve-wracking for people who are on stage with them, but we'll see how they perform.
You had your first musical, Your Good Man Charlie
Yes.
Brown, not too long ago.
It was terrific, directed by Steve Rhodes.
Yep.
Crowds were good. The acoustics of the theater are just wonderful. So it was a great experience to come and see it. I mean, I enjoyed seeing it every night I was there, and I was there every night for it.
Mike Ransom likes to go in the balcony. We were in the balcony for the dance, so when it came to Charlie Brown, he had to be in the balcony, and we showed you, I took some pictures there when I was there Monday, and we will show you some pictures in a bit, and you can see this from the balcony.
Sure.
But when I was interviewing Steve Rhodes, it was kind of my duh moment, he was talking about doing a musical there, and the acoustics and how good the sound is and everything. Whoever built this place, he says, really did it for the acoustics or something. And I said, well, it wasn't a theater then, it was a church. And he said, it doesn't matter what it was, he made the acoustics good.
Yes.
So,
it's got that curved ceiling on it. It just kind of funnels the sound perfectly around the theater. It's it's kind of weird that they were able to do that back at that time, but it's wonderful.
I mean, it's the 19th century, wasn't it? Built
Yeah,
somewhere?
well, at the turn of the century, yeah.
Okay. At the turn of the last century.
Yeah.
So that's about 115 years ago.
Yeah.
I want to talk about some of the other plans for it, and also I want to show some pictures here now. First of all, though, the place is kind of perpetually being renovated and stuff. Every time I go in there for a preview, there's ladders, there's paints. Have you ever seen the movie My Life as a Dog?
Yes.
Swedish film. And there's a guy that's up on the roof, fixing the roof, Christmas Eve, all summer long. Whenever they go there, he's up on the roof fixing it. It just seems like
That's kind of it. We sort of jumped into doing this without everything being 100% ready. So as we go along, I mean, we're adding in.
Yeah. You're doing something with the concession stand now?
Yeah, we're dotting the I's and crossing the T's. We are upgrading the electrical service in a lot of places. We're fixing places that plaster was falling down and fixing doors and the heating system and all this kind of stuff. And eventually we will be up to where we want it to be, but there's always those little projects that we see that are nagging us, so have to go and work on those.
Rehearsing around the ladders and the cords, and
They will be out of the way for the for the 1X tonight, though.
But it is interesting, and well, Andy, can you show the first one, the front of the building? My photographic. I'm frozen there. Look at that.
Yeah,
all right,
okay,
so
there we
there's the
go.
front of the place. I took all these pictures there, and then I forgot that I had to take a picture of the sign that you can see on the right there.
Right.
So I went back and I took that, and I thought maybe I ought to get a picture of the front of the building. So I went back.
Well, if you notice the doors there, we redid the doors this past week. That's what we've been working on this week. We had intended to refinish them into just natural wood, but sanding it down, it turned out the wood wasn't all that great. So we painted them, and we're repairing. There's there's leaded glass in the windows.
Oh, okay.
So we're repairing those as well. And the other one will hopefully be back in by next week. We're kind of learning things as we go along.
Right.
We have to learn how to do leaded glass now too, because that's one of the things that are required. So and there's the theater during a rehearsal week. With
and there's you.
Stuff laying all over everywhere, and there I am.
And you can see the ladder there up at the top on the balcony and all.
That's actually pretty clean
Yeah,
that
it's
day.
relatively clean. Yeah, we don't have any kitchen counters or lights.
It gives
laying
you an
everywhere.
idea there, the seating there, and you have. I just took some pictures of some of the lights. You have lights all over the place.
Yes.
And you can do them via the iPad, right?
Yes.
It's all kind of.
Yes, we can. Yeah, we can run everything via the iPad from down in the audience. At some point, we'll be able to run all of our sound stuff from the iPad down in the audience too. We're putting in a digital mixing system, so we'll be able to run all that with the iPad too.
So you have lots of lights. The previous picture was the lighting.
And this is the stage.
Right, and that the previous picture was from about where the orchestra is.
Right.
And in a bit you'll actually see the orchestra.
And this is one of the people who was in quite a few of the plays too. This is Jordan Rimpa. In this particular play, he's in The Meatball Says No. Which is a show about a man who takes life advice from a talking toy. So that's one of the ones I wrote.
So that's kind of the center, and that is from the balcony. That's from if you're sitting in the first row of the balcony, and I don't know if you can see it there, but you can see a little bit of the railing there. But so you can tell. I mean, if the seats downstairs are taken, there's a lot of room. There's the orchestra pit. The pit is kind of used rather loosely there.
Right. Yeah, we had space for 2 or 3 musicians, and for Charlie Brown, we had a keyboardist up there and a drummer, a percussionist. And
the stage there is overexposed because I'm trying to get the seating in there.
And that's kind of looking down at the pews. We have the floor seating is primarily pews. So our capacity for seating kind of varies because it depends on how friendly people are, whether they want to cram into the pews or whether just 2 or 3 per pew. So
those are actually people, actors, and
yes, the person on the left there is Marty Dixon, and she's sort of coordinating all the rehearsals for the one acts, and she's also directing one of them. So she's been very instrumental in getting this thing off the ground.
And there's another angle of...
there's actors. Oh, there's some drywall sitting there.
Yeah.
Got the drywall.
But you can see the balcony. It kind of goes around up to the stage.
Yes, it wraps around, and it's got a full complement of antique seating up there. Some are singular kind of pivoty seats that it looks like they were probably the original seats in the theater.
And
So
that's,
there's some
yeah,
of
you
the
can
lights.
tell,
There's-
there you can tell the
Yeah, if you see the wood seats on the left there, those were probably the original seats that were throughout the theater. And at some point they got those padded seats, I guess, because it made it nicer for people to sit on the padded seats.
There you can see the padded seats.
The wood seats are really comfortable.
Yes, they are.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, they actually lean back and they kind of swivel, the wooden ones that are on the far right now. So it's kind of cool.
That's the ones directly
And
in
if
front
you'll
of the stage.
notice on the back too, we're starting to put up blackout blinds on the windows, which is cutting the amount of light that comes in, and will hopefully
Or if
allow
there's
us.
air raid.
Yeah, yes. You got to cut out that light so the Germans can't see us. But yeah, we're putting those in, so hopefully at some point we'll be able to do matinees and still enjoy the full effect of the lights and things for the show.
So that's looking down from another part of the balcony.
Right.
Just trying to get angles from all over so people get a good idea of what the theater looks like.
Yeah, we've got some artwork we're starting to put up around the walls.
Yes, I noticed that.
We've got a tradition we've started. We're starting to make posters for each of the shows that we're doing, and we're going to be hanging a copy of the posters around the inside of the theater.
Oh, okay.
So we have the one for Your Good Man Charlie Brown up. We haven't put the one for the 1X up yet.
Is that the one that's over there on the right side of the door?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that was the original one that was out in the. We have a marquee out front now, and
If
and
you
that's
watch
the
the
original one
video,
that's out in the
or
marquee.
if you're going to, you can. That's the video opens with that
Okay.
sign. We're mentioning it's kind of changed the way things are for the first time, as far as art, because for the first time the dance group from the Connie Art Center has had a place in Connie that they could perform, and there have been a couple other productions that they've done.
Yeah, we've hosted a play, The Odd Couple, which we were both in, the female version of that. We hosted their production of that. And we're going to host, I was talking with somebody during the last Charlie Brown, the woman who does the youth productions at the Connie Art Center, asked if we could reserve some space during,
like
after
March?
the first of the year. Right, yeah.
Yeah, so there's going to be a children's theatrical production.
Right. We've also hosted a puppet show sponsored by the Conneaut Library, which was terrific as well. Very creative puppet show. And we're just looking for all kinds of things. We thought we were going to have a wedding last weekend too. It got canceled at the last minute because they were originally had it scheduled for their backyard, and they saw that the weather report was looking like rain, so they came to us and asked us if they could stage a wedding there, and we were like, well, okay. It's going to make 24 hours a day cleaning, but yeah, we can do that. So.
But then it didn't rain, so
No, it didn't rain, so they were able to do it in their
I thought you said that there was a wedding and then something happened. That sounded like maybe a topic for another play. The wedding that didn't happen.
A new one act.
Yeah, the topics for plays are everywhere.
Walk down the street and you get a few ideas.
Right. Well, like the Meatball Says No. The idea for that came. My kids got a Happy Meal at Burger King, and they got the little iCarly talking meatball toy.
Oh.
And that's where I got the idea for that one. I got the thing, and I was like, I wonder what would happen if this thing actually made some sense when you ask it these questions. And so it just went on from there.
We got a Twilight Zone episode where you put a nickel in and it told your future.
Yeah.
And it started to get very specific.
Right. It was the same Zoltan machine from Big, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think it was the same one. Yeah.
Captain Kirk was on that.
Yeah, that was a
that was a while ago.
Yes, it was.
Like 1960, I think it was.
We could talk an hour about science fiction.
You haven't done any science fiction.
No, but we kind of have something on the in the batter's box. We've got Your Good or Dracula the musical. We're going to be doing that in October, which is a very funny musical. 7-person cast and just hilarious throughout.
You did do some special effects on Your Good Man Charlie Brown with the kite and the blanket.
Yes. We're playing around with things. We like to be challenged. People ask us if there's something we can do. We're like, I don't know, maybe. we'll give it a shot. So, we've breaking new ground with so many of the things that we're doing. I mean, it's all a huge learning curve for us because we haven't done a lot of these things before.
Right.
And we have to figure out how to do them. So, it's an additional challenge, but it keeps things new, I guess.
It's not just a theater though. That you were talking last year about the potential for hosting, a full kitchen and that sort
Yes,
of thing.
yes.
Does that happen yet, or is that?
It's going to happen. We're still trying to get things consolidated because right now we have our scene shop in the basement of the theater as well, which kind of
Scene shop?
where we build all the set
Okay.
material for the stage upstairs, and that's going to be moving in a couple weeks. We purchased another building that we're going to be moving that over to.
Ah.
So that should enable us to actually have the basement of the theater largely sawdust free, so we can get started on our kitchen down there as well. But that is still in the plans. Yes, a full kitchen down there.
Because you gave me a tour of the whole building at the time.
Right.
And there's just so much potential there.
Yes.
I don't know if you could ever reach all of the potential.
Well, slowly but surely. And that's kind of our motto. We've got just a couple people who work on things there, and so we don't have an entire crew that comes in and
Well, right.
does everything for us. So
I mean, the theater's been there for a year, but you
Yes.
were there a year before that
Right.
working on it.
right, yeah, patching the walls and scraping paint and
All the
just
things I hate
cleaning
to do.
all that kind of stuff. Yeah, replacing toilets, all that really fun stuff. So yeah, it's been a while getting it up to this point, and the work just continues. And even when we don't have a play on stage, we're there working on the theater. So it's an ongoing project, but one we're still pretty happy with.
You still have sawdust in your hair.
Yeah, I
though.
probably do. I probably do, I'm sure.
Tell me, we've mentioned this before, about how you came across the theater in the first place.
We
Because you were
were,
looking all, it wasn't necessarily Connie.
Oh, no, no,
It
no.
could have been Harpersfield.
and actually we were, the reason we came to Conneaut in the first place was we were looking for some rental property. We had some friends who were having some problems with their rental property in Ashtabula. And so we were looking around Ashtabula, we didn't find anything. We were looking in Conneaut, and we found a couple things that would possibly have worked. And we had previously been looking at churches in Ashtabula. We looked in Madison, we looked in Perry, we looked in Harpersfield. And we came across this place in Conneaut that had a house and a theater, or a church with it. And we walked into the church, and it was immediately struck by how much it just was a performance hall. Just extend the stage a little bit, and I mean, it's the perfect place for doing small shows.
Right.
So that's kind of the way it began. The price was within our framework, and just went from there.
And this kind of reminds me, my son went to Case Western, and he did a lot of productions in an old church.
Really?
There. So it's
I
not that unusual.
Well, yeah, and it's got such great ambiance. I mean, it's got the stained glass everywhere, and the old polished woodwork and stuff. The brass rail around the
The
top.
lights coming down.
The lights coming down from the top. Yeah, the big stained glass mirror or stained glass window in the top of the ceiling.
Yeah.
So, and we've tried to preserve that as much as possible while, bringing in the modern lights and technical features. Everything we've put in, we've kind of built over stuff. We haven't taken things out, just to preserve the history of the church underneath everything that we've put in.
And it was empty for about 10 years, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, a little longer than that. I think about 12 or so. So yeah, it's been a project and has come along as well as we could have hoped.
So if looking back from a year ago, what you were hoping for with this, it's pretty much come to fruition?
It's
or?
probably a little ahead of where we had hoped to be. I mean, you look at something like the place that we walked into, there was plaster laying everywhere, there was just crap everywhere and dirt, and you look at that and it's like, well, I think we can do it, but I'm not sure how long it's going to take. It's kind of like Hercules cleaning the Aegean stable. So. But yeah, it's come together. We've not enjoyed every single part of it, but
No.
yeah, it has come together, and we're up and running now.
And part of it is community support, not just Connie community, but the area surrounding.
Well, yeah, and the
if-
reception, the positive reception that we've gotten just helps. I mean, that helps carry you on.
Yeah.
Because we're not doing it to make money. We're doing it because we love theater. And it's kind of like the Little Rascals, you've got a barn and, hey guys, let's put on a show. So that's kind of the feeling that we've brought into it, and slowly but surely getting, forcing ourselves to be a little more aware of the business aspects of things, and dotting our paperwork I's and T's and all that kind of stuff. So that's another one of those things that are slowly getting picked up as we go along.
Right. And I would think it'd be a real asset for the downtown is to keep people there in the evening.
You know what's cool? After shows, we'll go over to the Rainbow for a beer and a stromboli, and there'll be people there from the show over there, which is I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, they leave the show and head over to the Rainbow, and I wish there were more things for them to do downtown after the show, or even before the show.
Yeah, I agree. You have the Asian restaurant down there. I don't know if they down there across from the Connie Hotel or Cleveland Hotel or whatever. I don't know if they.
I'll refrain from comment on that.
Okay, I haven't been there, so I don't know.
But yeah, the hot dog place. I mean, that closes up, before anything gets going. So it would be nice if there were a few more things downtown for people to do besides us. I guess around back is the sub shop too, the Cognac sub shop, which is good.
Yeah. If nothing else, you can always go to the sub.
Yes.
Yes. They have good pizza and stuff.
We do have to say that most of the actors are fueled by Mooney's Donuts.
Yeah. Totally adjust. That's why we put him then. That's why we put him in the shows. You got to get those Mooney donuts.
There's an ice cream place opening up too.
Is there?
Yeah. At another former church down the road. So.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah. Mike Mooney is Mooney's Donuts is there. He's directing a couple of the shows, and he's in at least one. So yeah, getting the local people involved.
So you can be in the show if you bring the donuts.
Yes.
It's like when Bill Wyman had auditioned for the Rolling Stones. They looked at his amp, and it was better than anything they had. He said, "Yeah, you can be in the band. Bring your amp over here."
Yep.
Okay, well, wrap up. Kind of tell us about the one that plays again, and they start tonight, and they go tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday.
Right, they go tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday, plus next Friday and Saturday. The doors open at 7 o'clock, and the shows start at 7:30. They'll probably start pretty close to on schedule at 7:30. So please get there a little bit ahead of time. Tickets are available at the door. They are $10 for adults and $8 for students. We have some refreshments, popcorn and stuff like that. Let's see. Yeah, come out and see. We've got 20-some people, I think, involved in the cast at latest count, plus the production people. So there's probably 25 or 27 people involved in the production. So come on out and see a wealth of talent and variety of short shows, which you don't have to invest everything into one show, because there'll certainly be something there that you'll like.
Talk about parking.
Oh yeah, parking is on street, and some of the local businesses have been kind enough to let people park in their lots as well. For instance, the church across the street.
And the Huntington Bank is
right. Huntington Bank, yeah, Huntington Bank, Conneaut Savings Bank. There's lots of parking, but you just kind of have to be creative. We don't have a huge amount of parking there. But I don't think it's been a huge issue so far.
No,
just
I don't think so.
Give yourself enough time to find some parking spaces.
It's not going to rain tonight.
No.
I mean, if you have to park at Huntington, it's no different than walking across a parking lot.
Right, it's a block away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You walk further if you park at Walmart.
Yes.
So.
Exactly.
Yeah, you absolutely do.
And that would be an awful long way to walk than to get to the theater, though, really, if you think about it.
Yeah.
From Walmart, yeah.
Let us know how that works for you.
Yeah, I'll try that next time. Okay, David Bucci, Clay Nielsen, Arlene's Broadway on Buffalo Street, right by the fire station.
Yes.
If you haven't been there, visit, see a play. And if you have been there and you haven't tried the balcony, my grandson Henry will tell you to try the balcony.
Thinking of putting up a little plaque for him up there.
Yeah.
His seat there. So yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bob.
Thanks.